Coach Saban and Reuben Foster, the most valuable player. We'll ask Coach Saban for his general thoughts on the game, and then we'll take your questions for Coach Saban and or Reuben. Coach?
Well, first of all, I'm so very proud of our team for, first of all, having an undefeated season, but secondly, for winning the SEC championship. I think to do that 3 years in a row is a really significant accomplishment, especially these guys who have been challenged all year long by playoff game after playoff game. But this was the first championship game we had, and they certainly responded well in the game, and I'm very proud of them. I'm happy for our fans. I'm happy for our university. Happy for Reuben for being the MVP of the game. And the 25th anniversary of this game, I think this was a great competitive venue that we started 25 years ago. Coach Stallings and Coach Spurrier were here today, and great to see them back. And this is something that I've participated in a few times, and other than a national championship game, there's nothing better. So just can't tell you how proud I am of our players.
All right, if you have a question for Coach Saban or Reuben Foster, please raise your hand. We'll get a floor microphone to you, and let's start. Go ahead on the right.
Coach and Reuben, Kerry Clark from BamaMag.com. I want to ask you each the same question. After Sean went out of the game, Rashawn had to come in and be next man up. If you could each take time and just describe the job he did for y'all today on defense, Rashawn Evans.
Coach?
Well, first of all, we've looked at Rashawn Evans as a starter on our team all year long. He's played a significant amount. He's always the first guy in if anything happens to Reuben or Sean Dion, and Sean Dion has a knee. He's probably going to be out for the year, so he'll be missed, but we have a lot of confidence in Rashawn, and he did a good job for us today.
Oh, he sums it up.
Reuben's really a man of few words.
Yeah. What did you see from him today, Reuben? I seen greatness in him, man. No savage mentality. That's it.
Okay, a question on the left side. Go ahead.
This is for both Coach and Reuben. Jeff Spiegel, WBMA, Birmingham. When they scored on their opening possession and you were down 7-0, could you talk about the way the defense kind of took things over, and you had a big play on special teams that kind of just took control of the game?
Coach?
You want to go first this time?
Oh man, it wasn't perfect, man. You know, we had to persevere, overcome some hard times, but it came through. We overcame.
In both of their scoring drives, they did a lot of stuff in the opening script. I think everybody knows what the opening script is. A lot of formation stuff. They moved number 4 around, who was really a receiver, but they made him a back, so they created some mismatch situations. But we had 3 third down situations, 3rd and 8, 7, and 14, that they converted on the first drive. And the other drive that they scored on, they converted 2 or 3 third downs as well. First drive of the second half, same thing happened. A little confusion. Had some matchup issues relative to things that we hadn't practiced. But when we got things adjusted on the sidelines, the players did a good job of adapting to it. And I think there was some crazy things that happened in the game, from the block punt to the 3 interceptions in the first half, to their fake field goal not working. So there was a fake punt not working. So there was a lot of things that happened, but we left a little money on the table too because we missed a field goal and didn't always convert in the red zone.
Hands up. Other questions? Let's go to the middle aisle over here on the right.
Coach, what does it say about the resourcefulness of your team in that things weren't going great offensively, but you get an interception for a touchdown, a block punt for a touchdown. Your guys seem to find different ways to get things done.
This group, we've scored more non-offensive touchdowns this year, I think, than any team that I've ever been associated with. And I think it speaks to the playmaker type guys that we have, the good job that the coaches do, put them in position. When you block a punt, it's always a schematic thing based on their protection, and the guys did a good job of executing it. Gore did a great job of hitting it, and Josh, ball went right to him, and he ran it for a touchdown. We had a chance to get another interception that we didn't get, but Minka's really good when he gets them. We work on going down the numbers, man, and they head there, and everybody heads there to block, and it's been something that has been effective for us. So we needed it because we were struggling offensively, especially in the first quarter. But once we started to control the line of scrimmage and be able to run the ball, I think it takes a little pressure off of Jalen. And he plays better, and we do better.
Okay, another question on the aisle? Go ahead.
Nick, if any of your staff were to get a different coaching job between now and the playoff, would you expect them to coach through the playoff, or would you want to make a change before then?
Well, I think it depends on the circumstance and the situation, and I think those are the things that people have to agree on relative to what their goals and aspirations are, the circumstance and situation that they're in, their commitment to our players and our team, and do we think it's going to affect our organization long term? So those things are always evaluated. The job that I got when I was a defensive coordinator to Cleveland Browns, I got early in December. We had 4 or 5 games left in the season. We had a really good team. We were in the playoffs. We won a game in the playoffs, lost in the second round. I stayed there the whole time. Hired 4 or 5 guys, did the best job I could for the players, and that's the way I believe. But if somebody else didn't believe that, then that wouldn't be the right thing for them to do.
Is there a question on the right? Hands up. All right, let's go back to the left. Go ahead.
Nick, they had a chance to cut it to 10, and you had a great goal line stand there, and then you take it 98 yards the other way and punch it in. How big was that sequence?
I think that was a turning point in the game, because even when they scored right at the end of the half, that kind of gave them the momentum. I felt like we were a little flat in the locker room at halftime. We came out and went 3 and out on offense. They drove the ball, and we had the great goal line stand, and that was a great goal line stand. And then we took the ball 98 yards, and I think that was the turning point of the game, psychologically, for our team and for their team.
Hands up. Other questions? Let's come back to the middle aisle.
What's the biggest thing for you guys as a team now that you have 4 weeks off before you're going to play next?
Well, I think the thing that I told the players afterwards, that we play this game, we get a break. We probably won't practice until December 16th. They have finals next week. They need to focus on what they need to do to finish school correctly and do the best job they can academically. But there's one thing to think about, even in the time when you're just working out, trying to stay in shape until we go back and practice again. And they created a situation for themselves where they have a chance to do something to create a legacy for this team. So that's something that they should think about, how important that is, what are they willing to do it, because all the teams you play from here on out are really, really good. So that's just something to think about for now. But I think the players should enjoy this championship for 24 hours at least, focus on school, and when we get back to practicing, it'll be like a 1-game season for us.
Okay, question on the far left.
Kevin Skarbinski, Alabama Media Group. Nick, have you guys played your best game yet? And if not, is that a reassuring feeling going into the playoff?
Well, I always think that we can improve. We certainly didn't play as well today, but I think there was a little confusion because of some of the things that they did that we hadn't practiced. Our guys usually do a really good job of whatever we prepare for. They do a really good job of executing on the field, and they're really good at adjusting to things during the game. But when we see things that are a little bit different, sometimes it creates a little confusion, and I think that was an issue today. We didn't start the game very well offensively, although we finished the game very well. I think if we can create more balance offensively and being a little more efficient and effective in how we pass the ball relative to how we can run it, I think that would make us better. So there's a lot of things that we can improve on. Red zone, I thought special teams was better today. That was something that I was concerned about after the Auburn game. So ball security was not good in that game. It was very good today. We won the turnover battle by 3, so we had the 3 interceptions, and we always say that we want every drive to end in a kick, and that's certainly what happened today.
Hands up. Other questions for either Coach Saban or Reuben? Hands up. Okay, back to the left.
Nick, how important is it for you to have a conversation with Lane Kiffin about his job possibilities to get that settled as quickly as you can?
Well, we've had conversations about it. He wants to be a head coach. I want him to be a head coach. I want to help him to get a head coaching job. And, you know, the rest of it we have not discussed, and I don't think it's the right time. Maybe the right time will be sometime in the next couple weeks. But right now we're focusing on him trying to get a head coaching job.
All right, got time for one or two more. Let's take one right here on the left.
This is for Ruben. Talk a little bit about just the defensive performance overall. You guys obviously gave up just 16 in the first half and then shut them down completely. Talk about your dominance in that area.
Oh man, it was a rough start at first, man, but we had to overcome it. Show mental toughness and really just dominate for real. Like, we don't like that. We don't like giving up points. We don't like giving up first downs. None of that. We hate that. So we had to overcome that and step up.
All right, we've got time for one more. Anyone? Did you have one? All right, thank you very much.
We have open locker room today, so I'm surprised you all are here. You have an opportunity to go talk to all of our players, some of which we don't let you talk to. So I thought everybody would be there. I thought it'd just be me and my family here having this conversation. Appreciate you all. Thanks.
Ma'am? My mom? No, not yet.